Hey everybody, welcome back again to Ken Tamplin Vocal Academy. I'm Ken Tamplin, and I'm doing a series, and the series is called What Makes This Singer Great? Now, before we get started, if you please like and subscribe to my channel, that would be awesome. Don't forget to ring that bell so I can keep more videos coming your way. And I have a singing course, and the course is called How to Sing Better Than Anyone Else, where we discuss all of these different techniques of what make these singers great in hopes to make you great. So I chose Steven Tyler as our next vocalist, and I should have subtitled this series, What First Comes to Mind When You Think of This Singer, because it's not just their singing abilities, but it's all of the characteristics that come along with the singer that helps make them great or helps make them unique and memorable. So I think of Steven, he's pretty flamboyant, right? He's always got this sort of bombastic, characters about him. He's kind of mysterious and he's kind of fringy. He's got like a caricature or something, he could almost seem like as a doll that would sell in a toy store or something, right? He's just got that vibe about him. He's a rock star through and through. I mean, let's admit it. He's just got confidence for days, and he can walk into any situation, and I mean any situation, and throw down and just captivate you, right? And mesmerize you with his talent. So he's a character for sure. He's very unique vocal style. He's got a lot of vocal range. In fact, early on in the early Aerosmith days, he was called the Screamin Demon. So he definitely has a really high, and I think he got that from some of the songs like, Toys in the Attic, Dream On, of course, which we're going to talk about in a minute. You have other songs, Crying, Love in an Elevator, Dude Looks Like a Lady. I mean, they've got a lot of hits that we can refer to for him. So his vocal phrasing was very unique. I like that a lot. And as much as I talk against singing with a lot of nasality, it works to his advantage, kind of like it works for Axl Rose and other people like that. That's just part of this style. So he brings that in a lot in his sort of buzzsaw kind of sound with his voice. I like that he's pretty ubiquitous, and what that means, he's kind of like everywhere all at the same time. I mean, we saw him on American Idol for a long time. We've seen him stuff in movies, and he's just kind of always around somewhere. You see him doing something funny or cool, right? Very energetic on stage. So he's quite the front man, quite the showman, and just tons of stamina. So I put together a little montage. We'll do this first, and we'll talk more about his singing styles as we go. So let's check it out. Here we go.
Every time that I look in the mirror, all these lines on my face getting clearer.
Legendary. That's another thing that comes to mind. Writing timeless music comes to mind. It's not a fad.
Isn't that the way? Everybody got a doozy life to pay.
Now, another thing is, along with his timelessness in the way he does presented his art, he's also very unique in his compositions. He's not just in old Dream On stuff, but like a lot of the later stuff, like in Crazy and just, different Love in an Elevator, these different songs we talked about. He's always got some unique twist where the song will go in a completely different direction before you come back to the hook. And a lot of songs don't do that. They, either not great songwriters that write those songs, or they just kind of drone along with the same concept, the same idea in the song. And he always kind of goes far left, far right, and then comes back to center of the hook. And so he makes the song very interesting and worth listening to again, and very timeless. So I really appreciate that about his songwriting. And he's an instrumentalist also, so that's great. Not just a singer, whatever that means, right?
Dream on, dream on, dream on, dream on, dream on, dream on, dream on.
Okay, now I did Dream On myself, and that scream is just all completely falsetto with a little bit of distortion in it, and he's pretty notorious for doing that. When he goes up in a higher register, he uses that sound a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and put my version of Dream On. I'll put it in the description so you guys can check out and see how I did. I actually doubled up on the end and went even higher than he did in the song, just for fun, and did the lick twice. He only does it once where he hits the one high note. I think it's a G or something. I have to look it up, but and I'll go ahead and go a little higher than he does in the song, but let's continue. Here we go.
Yeah, see we
like that.
There was a time when I
This is
was so broken hearted.
It's like at a wedding or
I
something.
wasn't much of a friend of mine.
He's a really good sport to walk up and do stuff like this, right? So he's a character.
Tables have turned, yeah. 'Cause me and them
I had to
ways
put
have
this in there to show
gone.
his funny
This
side.
kind of love was the killing kind.
See, naked, he sounds great. Naked vocally, I mean.
All I want is someone I can't resist. I know all I need to know is the way that I got kissed. I was crying when I met
This is
you.
great.
Now I'm trying to forget you.
This is more entertaining, I think, in some ways than the
Your
original.
love was sweet misery, yeah. 'Cause what you got inside ain't where your love should stay.
Still singing the notes, man.
I know, sweet love ain't love till you give your heart away. Never time
See what I mean by the scream?
I was crying.
Okay, now he just underwent throat surgery. Steven Zeitels, who's one of the greatest otolaryngologists, ENTs, out of Boston, who did his surgery, did Adele's surgery, Sam Smith's surgery, a lot of different people. He's recovered nicely from that. He did quite a bit of vocal training to get his voice back, and he's singing better than ever after his surgery, so that's super awesome. But like I said, he's just a character. He can walk into any situation like this, and this is like a perfect example. He could see some guy busking one of his songs, and he'll walk up and join in. And I love what he's done too, like again, outside the characteristics of Steven, doing Janie's House. You guys know about that, where he does a women's shelter for moms in need and single moms and also recovery houses. So he's giving back. He's just doing a lot of cool stuff. So he's the real deal, man. The guy's been around for forever. It's just legendary. And like I said, written some of the greatest, most timeless stuff. And Walk This Way is one of my all-time favorite songs, and guitar solos too, by the way. So I think a great guitar too, and I think it's Joe Perry.
To forget you. Your love was sweet.
Is he saying that to the bride?
Was crying just to get you. Now Johnny, let you do what you do.
You gotta love this guy, right?
Baby.
You gotta love him. So anyway, guys, so I'm doing this predominantly, for the most part, by request. So if you have a singer you'd like me to cover, please put that in the comment sections and we'll see what makes that singer great. Also, if I've left anything out, what comes to your mind when you think of Steven Tyler and Aerosmith? And I've got a bunch of these coming your way, so stick around because I got my next video coming up right now.